Hey there, I'm in Japan, here to share with you the top things to know and expect when visiting Tokyo. First up, we have restaurants and food. 7-Eleven is a great resource for those traveling. They have just about everything you can imagine and a lot more exciting things than they do in the US, including ice cream cones that are basically soft serve that you would get like at a restaurant or a regular ice cream parlor back home. They also have microwavable meals and they'll microwave it right there for you. For some restaurants, you'll find that there are buttons on the tables, so you just hit the little button and then that will let the server know that you are ready to order your food. And then once you're done ordering your food and eating, you have to take the check up to the front to actually pay for your meal. One final thing to note about food is there are a lot of US food chains here. So if you are looking for some food similar to that back home in the US, they do have chains like Denny's, McDonald's, Wendy's, KFC, Sizzler, Starbucks, but do note a lot of the menu items will not be the same, which is a little bit surprising that you can't even find like a plain chicken sandwich that has weird stuff on it here. But do know that those options are available for you. Just don't go in expecting to see the same exact menu items that you would back home. The water here is also safe to drink, so don't worry, although your hotel may provide some mineral water in your bathroom. On to transportation. Transportation is pretty good here. The trains and subways will make announcements in both Japanese and English, so you don't need to worry about that. And there also are some women-only cars available during certain hours, so keep an eye out for that and make sure that if you are a male, you don't accidentally go into the women's-only car. Now, when you're walking around, one thing that I noticed a lot is that there are a lot of yellow lines or ridges in the sidewalks. They're also in the subway stations, the airport, everywhere. And they are actually to help the blind. They are called the tactile ground surface indicators. So I guess a walking cane would just go right into the ridge and that would help the person find their way to the subway or train. Another thing to note in regards to transportation and traveling is everything is the opposite here than it is in the US. So you have to stand on the left and pass on the right. So if you're on an escalator, you would stand on the left and people would go up on the right. That is the complete opposite of what it's like in New York and New Jersey, where you stand on the right and then you pass on the left. You'll also notice on walking paths, people will walk the opposite direction of what you expect. It's happened to me that a lot of people walk into me, even though I'm trying to follow their rules. I think there's just confusion because there's so many people walking at the same time. But do keep in mind that what you would do in the US, do the opposite here when you're walking. On to some miscellaneous things. The first is that if you smoke, which I hope you don't, and you're staying at a hotel, there are smoking booths in the basement. So check those out instead of smoking in rooms or the public areas or right outside the hotel. One big thing that I've learned is expect to have issues communicating here. A lot of people warned me that the Japanese aren't super great at English, and it's true. I've had a lot of trouble communicating with English. Just expect to have issues, don't be worried. You'll figure it out with hand symbols and all that good stuff, but do come here knowing that it is going to be difficult to communicate with other people. Finally, the last thing I want to share is you'll notice a ton of people wearing facial masks everywhere, all the time. It's even a thing here called mask dependency, where people are dependent on wearing their masks. A lot of people are doing it for health reasons, but a lot of people are also kind of obsessed with them. So you will notice a lot of people wearing them about. So don't be surprised or caught off guard when you see everyone around you wearing a mask. They're not all sick, so don't be too concerned. Hope you enjoyed my tips about Japan, and hopefully you'll have a great trip of your own. Thanks.